Okay, good morning. Jeff Light here with our daily look behind the news from the UT Newsroom. This morning we're speaking with energy reporter Rob Nikolewski. Rob, gas is getting expensive.
It is getting expensive. It is the average price in California has now gotten up to about $3.52 a gallon. But as every motorist knows, if you drive around, you can see something that's lower and you can also see something that's much higher. And it's not unusual to see gas prices at some stations at or approaching $4 a gallon.
Wow.
And we haven't seen that in a couple of years.
So $4. So give me the macro story here. What is going on to drive gas prices up? I can think of a lot of potential factors. What do you see?
The big macro reason is because the price of crude oil has been going up.
And why is crude oil going up?
Crude oil's been going up. It's kind of complicated. I'll try to say this in as distinct and direct way as possible. OPEC, a few years ago, decided not to put any kind of restrictions on their production.
Okay.
That caused prices to drop significantly.
Yeah, really were down.
Yeah, that's what happened a couple of years ago. Since then, OPEC said, "Oh God, we got to stop this. We've got to put some production restrictions on things." They've tried to do that in the past, and lots of OPEC countries cheated. This time, however, much to a lot of people's surprise, that the OPEC countries and even some of the non-OPEC countries like Russia, which produces a lot of oil, they've been able to hold to those restrictions. And because of that, they've restricted the amount of oil that's being produced, and that has caused the price to increase.
Interesting.
So that's a big macro reason. A big micro reason recently is because this is the springtime, and during the springtime here in California, the refineries go through what they call turnaround, which is maintenance. When they shut down part of their operations in order to get everything ready for the summer driving season. So that puts a few cents more per gallon. But the big reason why is crude oil price.
Yeah, and then we also have increased taxes here in California, correct?
Exactly. We have 12 cents more per gallon that we paid starting last November because of the road repair and recovery project that was passed by the legislature and signed by Governor Brown. So that's 12 cents right there off the top.
Okay, so I guess you have just a little historic look right here.
Yeah, this is from AAA, and this is a really good graphic explaining things. And so right now, the current average, this is for San Diego, $3.52.9. That's the average price for regular in San Diego County. Compare that to a year ago at this time, it was $3 right on the nose. So it's gone up 52 cents in the past year. And then a month ago, we were at $3.39. So it's sort of like, it's kind of like that. Remember that description, the boiled frog syndrome?
Yeah.
You know, where the price has just gone up just a little bit, and I don't think a lot of people really noticed it. But then when you get to that $4 threshold, I think that's when people sit up, and that's what caused me to write this story. I'm like, wow, we're almost at $4 in some places.
And how is this playing in politically around the gas tax? Or no sign of that?
Well, every time I write this story, any time I write any story about gasoline, the gas tax recall effort that Carl DeMaio, the former city council member, is putting together, that gets a lot of play. So there's two different schools of thoughts about that. Some people say that we're taxed enough. Other people say this isn't needed to help repair the roads in California.
And also, high gas prices lead to less gas consumption, correct?
Right, and that's another problem with something that not just in California but across the country, states are having problems with when it comes to having enough funding to fix roads, because the fuel efficiency of cars and SUVs have gotten so good that people don't fill up their tank as much as they used to, because you can buy an SUV. I drive an SUV. I think it's 3 years old. I get about 25 miles to the gallon. That's pretty good.
Right.
You know, it's not like you're getting 15 and you're going to the gas station all the time.
Yeah. An interesting number to look at might be, we understand how the price of gas has moved over the decades, and then often we look at that adjusted for inflation.
Right.
It'd be interesting to see like what I actually pay, meaning the average usage has diminished as the price has gone up. I wonder
Right.
how that pencils out for everybody.
Yeah,
It'll be
the other
to look
interesting
at.
thing too is that here in California, the number of electric vehicles is still a relatively small percentage, but it's supposed to grow. The state certainly has policies trying to encourage that. And if you're an electric vehicle, you're using the roads, but you're really not paying the gas tax. 'Cause you don't have to pay the gas tax.
As a matter of fact, you could be getting a big rebate.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic, Rob. Thank you very much. If you've got questions for Rob, jump on the comments here or reach out to him offline. We'll see you back here tomorrow.